Awesome.
Max, welcome to Fight Week, but not just any Fight Week, UFC 300 Fight Weeks. You know, you've been atop of these amazing cards before, you've been in title fights before, but does this one feel a little bit extra special?
For sure, you know, first things first, you gotta ask Conor, what are you laughing about on your comment, brother?
Yeah, I did see that. I didn't know
Yeah. Go ask him. Go ask him what are you laughing about. Hopefully he can get Lucky Charm shorts or something. Good for him, you know?
We are talking, of course, about the floral pattern shorts you've got for this fight. Yeah, did post it. Conor did put a laughing emoji on it, but curious how you feel about being able to rep them in the octagon.
I loved it. I loved it, man. I loved it. You know, it came together real quick. Being able to use it here at UFC 300, hopefully leave it for me so I can keep using it every fight. So we see what happens.
Do you think that's important for athletes to be able to represent themselves and sort of express themselves on ways other than just, you know, their fights?
I think it's cool. Yeah, I think it's a great way. You know, put a little flavor in it. You know, I guess so. I understand the whole uniform look because we're trying to, you know, go after, like, you know, follow other major sporting leagues. So at the end of the day, I get it, but to have your own flavor, and finally I get mine. I mean, the people wanted it. You know what I mean? So where's Hunter? Where's Dana? Tell the numbers of the sales because I want to see. I'm pretty sure that floor shorts is popping.
Justin Gaethje, right? Obviously a phenomenal fighter, BMF. When this fight was announced, I saw the reaction where someone was like, oh, he hits too hard for Max. You know, a guy who's never been dropped before in the octagon. When you see those comments and people apparently being concerned for you and about your career after this fight, do you just think, okay, well, we'll see on Saturday?
We find out. You know, that's the beautiful thing. Every time I did any of these interviews, go watch it all Fight Week. Every time they ask me what is the main thing, when you come to think of Justin, what do you think of this fight? I think of violence and this happens. You know, I smile. This is what real fighters is about. Justin's a BMF. The beautiful thing is everybody has questions and we have the answers come UFC 300 Saturday night.
I've been watching your YouTube channel, great content on there. I recommend everyone go watch it. You've been showing yourself bulking up for this fight a bit more than you did for that Dustin fight. How do you feel now walking around ready for a lightweight title fight?
Brother, I mean, it is what it is. You know, I talked about this earlier today. I hate talking about it, but, you know, that Dustin fight it is what it is, you know. My manager is calling me Muffin Top Max this whole camp, you know. So at the end of the day, that's what it was, you know, for this fight. And we wanted to put on the right weight. We wanted to be smart. We wanted to be strong, but we still wanted to be fast. So I think we found a very even ground, and you guys get to see come Saturday night.
There was a quote from your coach on one of your video blogs where he said, Max already has a BMF belt and it's in his chest. Mm-hmm. Do you think, comparing your skills to Gaethje's, that this could come down to whose heart is bigger? And do you think you beat him in that category?
We see what happens, you know. We see what happens. I think a true BMF is a guy who, you know, who's willing to fight and go in there like gladiator days, you know. And he said it before. If he was, like I said, when I'm a gladiator, he said in gladiator, he would have fight to the death, you know, in a Coliseum. So the beautiful thing is we get to find out, man. We get to find out. Attrition is going to be a big thing in this sport, I believe, in this fight with him, and we get to find out.
Max, we're here. Just one last quick one on the jump up to lightweight. Was that a conscious decision after the Dustin fight, like coming off of that? Like, if I ever go back up to lightweight, I have to approach this differently, or was that just a change right now for the Justin?
I mean, the Dustin time, I hate talking about it. I hate saying it. They came with an opportunity, and opportunities like that, you do not say no. You know, it was just a time thing. With the Justin one, I think it was like 6 weeks or whatever, and if you count down the 2 weeks that you kind of come down from training week, that's like a 4 week, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, real fighters stay ready, like I always said, and I felt like I was ready. If you go watch that Dustin fight, there's a couple of things that I had to change, and, you know, the outcome is different, you know what I mean? And now we had 10 weeks, 10, 11 weeks, I don't know what it is for this fight. You guys get to see the difference, you know? A lot of people like looking in the past. A lot of people like searching for stuff. They keep forgetting what's right in front of them, you know? And you guys are going to see come Saturday night.
Justin has obviously famously declared himself the most exciting fighter in the UFC. I'm curious, do you agree with that, or do you kind of put yourself above that?
I mean, how are you going to disagree with him? The guy had, 12 fights in the UFC, 12 bonuses? Brother, that speaks for itself. It is what it is. I'm just excited to be sharing the octagon with him come UFC 300 on a big event like this. When you got a card like this, the spotlight like this on us, being the people main event already, you know, I think we can still show the UFC pushing. Every time I see an ad on UFC for UFC 200, it's me and Justin. So at the end of the day, Tim, Daniel, someone needs to get on the phone with Dana and Hunter, and we're gonna talk numbers about some things because it's looking kind of funny.
And Justin said that I think the ideal scenario for him would be doctor stoppage because he doesn't really want to put you out cold because he has respect for you. So I'm curious, what do you think of that prediction?
I mean, it's cool, it's cool. I don't want to put the man out cold either, but it's the fight game. That's what we love, Like I said, for 25 minutes, I'm going to go in there. He's going to come for my neck. I'm going to come for his neck. And, after we can hug it out, go get a beer. I mean, I don't drink beer. He can get his beer. Maybe I get a shot with him and, we get a pizza or something.
And last one for me. Can I get your thoughts on the main event between Alex and Jamal?
I think it's going to be a fun one. I think a lot of people are calling out Jamal just because he only as good as your last fight. And Jamal's last fight was what? Like, I don't know, how long was he out? 15 months, brother. Like, nobody even cares, That's just what it is, And then you see him posting funny videos, and everybody keep hating on him like us fighters don't have a life outside of training. So at the end of the day, I think it's gonna be a crazy fight. Both of them have crazy power. Everybody talk about Alex's power, and I think Jamal has that crazy power too. How much time he made a man in Johnny Walker do like something crazy after getting hit. That was kind of amazing. So I think it's gonna be a tough fight, man. It's a pick'em fight. It's a coin toss, and I'm glad that I get to be here and witness it.
Max, people were very excited by your idea to have Mark Coleman wrap the title. Justin was in full agreement. Any update? Is this going to happen on Saturday?
I didn't see it, but I heard he's going to be here. And he'd probably be in Dana White's section, right? So, I mean, even if he's there, maybe if I see him or Justin see him, maybe we just tell him go in the cage, Who's going to stop him from entering the octagon? Good luck.
Justin also said he wants $300,000 bonuses for this, for UFC 300. Can you use some of your sway? You've been here for a long time. Are you going to?
Oh yeah, brother. I'm going to. When we did a fighter meeting, we always have fighter meeting. I'm going to throw it out there. I'm going to say 500K, so we can start. We can start going back. Okay, at 400 and 300. I'm like, final offer 150. Come on, this is UFC 300. It's huge. The two guys that is pushing the fight is asking for it. Why not?
Yep, I agree. And I remember you said at one point when you were growing out the hair that you were never going to come into a fight week with short hair again. Why did you change your mind?
I mean, just because you guys a lot of people is forgetting who Max Bless Holloway was. They need a reminder. UFC 300 was a time, and you guys are about to see a whole different animal,
Max right here. Max, so I saw on your Instagram you built the Max Holloway Fitness Center and the Why Not Clubhouse for the Boys and Girls Club. I mean, obviously as a guy who's been very impacted by martial arts, what did it mean to you personally to be able to give back to your community at that level?
It meant a lot, I mean, being able to give back to my community at the Why Not Boys and Girls Club was huge. I always wanted to do something for my community, so it meant a lot. They also gave me the health and fitness ambassador of the Boys and Girls Club, so that was huge. But to be able to have that little gym spot in there, to have kids train safe and be smart and do the right decision, Like when we went open, I told the kids, a lot of them is scrappy already, So hopefully we can grab all that energy and put it in the right direction, Hopefully 5, 10 years, 15 years, some kid from that gym that started that gym or even just touched and trained in that gym might be sitting in front of you one day, and that would be mission complete.
Max, back here. You've already left such a strong legacy at featherweight. I really don't know that you have anything left to prove there. Is lightweight going to be your new weight class, or do you plan on going back down to 145?
We see what happens. In this sport, having options is always good. And first things first is Justin Gaethje. But there's a fun fight down there that the man keeps talking and I keep hearing. So my only advice to that guy is like, when the contract come up, sign the dotted line. Don't make no excuses.
Max over here. You fought here in Ninth Island many different times, but this occasion, right? Where does this occasion rank amongst all the times you fought here in Ninth Island, given the magnitude of the event?
Oh, this is huge, bro. This is huge. This is the hugest. This is UFC 300. What more can I ask for? Like I said, every time we fight in Hawaii, you guys, every time we fight in Las Vegas, the Ninth Island, you guys see all the Hawaiian flags. You know what I mean? And being UFC 300, being this big, being on a card like this, being on a history card, it's It's going to be huge. You guys are going to see Hawaiian flags swarm that damn arena like always, and I'm just blessed to be a part of this.
And other than that
Max.
shorter amount of preparation from that last fight against Poirier at 55, are there any things from that specific fight that you can take as learning experiences in order to get your hand raised this time fighting at 55?
Not really, man. Dustin and Gaethje is two different animals, you know, two different beasts, two different fighting styles, two different stances, and two different ways of attack. So we see what happens, you know. I feel like I'm a vet in this game. I fought a who's who, and at the end of the day, this is another guy up there that I got to figure out when I get in there. So we find out UFC 200.
Max over here. So if you get BMF title, probably next matchup for you is new champ Ilia Topuria. And what do you think about that?
Questionable. That's it. Questionable. That guy. Everybody keep asking me, what do I think of Topuria?
Yeah, fighting Topuria.
He's questionable. I'll fight him. You go ask him that question. Ask him that question about me. At the end of the day, UFC, I always wanted to fight for the title. I always want to do this. A lot of contenders, they gave me a lot of up-and-coming contenders, and then there's one that didn't come up towards my way. So you can ask UFC about that. You can ask him the question.